Hi guys, I welcome you to Riskless Real Estate channel. Today I'm back with one more video. I'm going to interview Mr. Venkat Golla. He's a good friend of mine and currently working in US. He's a great investor, very successful investor, I would say. So it's my pleasure to have you, Venkat sir, in this real estate channel called as Riskless Real Estate. I'm happy to see you here. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Saurabh, for first of all giving me opportunity to getting into the riskless real estate channel. And first of all, let me take opportunity to congratulate you to start this amazing project. And I wanted to say a few things about this. So since I know about you few years,
Okay.
that so you have started few years ago and then been successful in public speaking. I know that a lot of people might not know here in this channel.
Yes.
You're a public speaking coach and mentor for a lot of people.
Yes.
So you cleared a lot of fear in their mind for public speaking. So now you are clearing fear in their mind to buy the properties.
I really love the way you said it, sir. In fact, it's a fact because to be honest, I really thank you for that compliment. And to be honest, even I was scared a lot to buy a plot when I tried investing for the first time. And I remember you helping me. I remember you supporting me. I remember you giving me the final decision that Saurabh, okay, you can go ahead with this.
Yeah,
And then I
I
bought
saw
my
that.
first plot. I am sure you remember. And
Yeah.
I came with you a few times to see some properties. So thank you for that, sir. And thank you so much. I'm very humbled to receive that appreciation from you, compliment from you. Okay, now before we get in real estate, sir, because that's the objective of this particular session, this particular meeting. Now, I have a simple question which is about you because I want people to know who you are, what's your background, and what's your experience with real estate. You can share a little bit about your journey with real estate with people. And then specifically, I'll ask you a few questions on real estate. First, a little bit about you generally, about your journey.
Perfect. Yeah. So I came from India, one of Andhra Pradesh, one of the a small rural village in Nellore district, and then I have been gone through normal education and completed my master degree in India and in Telugu medium
Oh,
specifically.
yeah.
And then I get into IT and went through multiple phases of my career in India, and then came to US the time frame of 2008, and have been here for a few years and went through multiple roles and architect and tech lead architect and technology director and engineering director, and all those roles here. And even though I'm technology person and software person, and I'm architecture kind of a person, but I equally has interest in real estate.
Beautiful.
That's what I consider myself.
Okay.
And then I have a perspective. I look at this way. Even though we have lots of assets, maybe it could be a shares or stocks or some of my friends used to tell me, hey, you put it here and in a month or two, sometimes it becomes like a 700%. Oh, which is true, but that has a very timing,
Hmm.
and it could go minus 800 as well.
That's true.
Whatever you put, it could go minus 100% down as well. But what I have seen in my experience, experientially, not by reading a book or YouTube video,
Hmm.
is I have seen real estate will never fall down, right? Whatever you bought in 15 years ago, for sure it might not go 700%, but sure it will give a appreciation.
Very
That's
true.
where I call this as a real estate. That's my trust.
So, real asset, you mean?
Real asset, I mean, as
Real.
a investor.
Okay.
Even though we might have a smaller and medium and here are there some savings, but I call this as a real asset,
Okay.
which is a land, right? Where we are related to the land, first of all. And I trust in more land and than
Very true.
other investments.
Very true. Very true. And India is a farming country. India is known for farmers. So that, as you rightly said, we are attached to the land from childhood.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but when we study and when we go abroad and when we start doing jobs, we start neglecting that aspect. and we
Yep.
think that is not important. Yeah.
Yep.
So I like the way you said it, sir. Real asset. Real estate is the real asset, not the rest of the other asset classes. Okay, and that's your opinion. I really agree with that opinion. I am with you on that. Now, sir, coming to the second question, the question is, what was your first experience? Because as you said, you are into IT, right? And I'm sure it's a quite long journey right now in IT. What was your first experience with real estate? How you got in touch with it, and what kind of experience you had with it? I want you to share with the people.
Perfect. Yeah, I have started my career, and me and wife both are working. But the way I started, we both were working, and it was around 2000, early 2000s, and then it was IT. I won't consider it as very new to the India, but it was considerably still new that time.
Which year was
And then
it, sir?
kind of it was in the early 2000s,
2000s. Okay.
early 2000s or 2002 ish.
Okay.
And then I have started working, and money is coming, and we have never seen kind of a money what I have seen in
Mm.
IT, right? So, and then it was all emotional and with friends and partying, and by the end of the by end of the month, by 28th, 29th, I would see nil balances in the
Mm.
bank account, and then that's where it triggered in my mind. Oh,
Mm.
no, maybe I need to start something now,
Mm.
right? And then
So, how old
first,
were you by that time?
by that time I was 26, 27 years.
26, 27. Okay, so quite early in your life, you
Yeah,
realized.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So in fact, it was 24 years.
Oh, okay. Just 24 years old.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
24 years, and we all know that 24 years can, when they have a money which they thinks that it is a little bit higher, and then we couldn't be able to handle it, and then we can put them in wherever it is, and then it's
Yes.
all
Yes. It
it's
can
all
spoil
nonsense,
you.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
it spoils us as well,
Yes.
and which happened to me as well. I
Mm-hmm.
was not exception there, but
Okay.
in couple years I realized
Okay.
I was not going in the right direction.
Okay. Okay.
There
Uh-huh.
has to be something I need to keep putting this energies. I mean, I call money as energies as well
Very true.
into somewhere else, which will be positive side, which will be help me in a health and wealth both.
Mm-hmm.
That's where in 2005 I started thinking, early 2005s I started thinking in 2004, and then got early 2005s into research and analysis, and I found and that time there was a myth, two 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 places where people got struck was: number one, do we have money? Can we gather the money to buy the property? That was the biggest, one of the biggest dimension. Another more important dimension people was start keep thinking is, do I get a right property? Do I get property where I can trust, I can secure for the future?
Very true.
That was the
Safety
biggest
aspect.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
security aspect. That was the two biggest questions in the people mind, and which was there in my mind as well. But
Okay.
I rather thinking and talking too much, I just get into it, and
Okay.
then found that, okay, so there are opportunities, we can gather the money,
Okay.
right? We have banks giving loans, and there are a lot of banks and a lot of opportunities that time as well.
Okay.
And then and we have good channels where we can trust. It is not that in every property you think, and it's all our psychological drama. Sometimes we think that, oh, if I buy a property I cannot secure. No, there are good channels where we
Very
can
true.
trust,
Very
right?
true.
It is just us be genuine enough wanted to buy.
That's true.
That's what I realized, and
Mm.
then started working on it, and within couple months I found a property, number one, through right channel, number one. And then number two, I found a bank who can give me the loan. But my challenge,
Okay. Okay. You said
my
you didn't have
challenge,
the money in your hand.
I have zero.
Oh my goodness.
Only salary, that month's salary, half of is already spent.
So you had a property, you had a bank, but you didn't have bank balance. Okay. Uh-huh.
I didn't have bank balance that time. Only thing is half of the salary of that month.
Okay.
And then which helped me in that, going and putting at least petrol into my bike, right? So,
Okay. Uh,
and then I started thinking and realized, okay, I started looking for a 10 lakhs worth property,
okay.
because that time 10 lakhs itself is in
It's a huge
2005.
money.
For me,
Yeah.
it is big. For me,
Yes.
it is big,
Yeah.
even though if I get the loan.
Yes.
Then I ended up finding a property which is 25 lakhs.
Oh, okay. So that's
It
like
was through right channel,
out of your budget. Ah.
way out of my budget. It
Okay.
was through right channel. It
Mm.
was a right property. I could visualize this is the property definitely can grow.
Okay.
But only challenge I have was my budget was 10, but now it is 25. Then I started thinking, why my budget is 10? Because I don't have 10 either.
Okay. I like the way you said it. Okay.
Does it matter whether it is 10 or 25?
Very true.
So then I went to bank and applied, and they can give you 90% of the loan. They cannot give you 100% of the loan.
Mm.
Then even the other 10% I don't have. The amount of it's a 25 lakhs, 10% is nearly 2.5, and then registration amounts. I really need 3 lakhs after
Okay.
that even.
Okay.
Then I started thinking what to do. Should I back out of this project? No. Then I went for personal loan.
Okay. Okay.
Personal loan, you ended up paying a little bit more interest, higher interest than your home loan, the loan on the
Property loan.
land,
Yes. Yeah.
property loan. But still, I thought, okay, it's 3 lakhs and I could pay out sooner,
Mm.
right? And I went ahead and I completed that whole project in couple months, not more than that.
Oh, okay.
That was a great experience for me and great returns for me as well. In
Okay.
2005, I bought that one, and then 2009, I cleared the loans because I went to US by then, and both me and my wife
Okay.
was working, and cleared the loans by 2009. And
Oh.
then by 2010, the price of this home was 1 crore.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So,
In just
so
5 years.
I took, in
2005 to
5 years, it became a 1 crore.
okay.
Right? So that time India was very much growing between 2005 to 10, and a lot of activity in, because of the opportunities and because of the folks wanted to invest, and it went boom actually between that time period. And now also it is more booming, but
Yes.
I realized, at least my personal experience,
Hmm.
I don't know about others. It went to 1 crore. Then I realized that
Hmm.
time, even though I didn't know back then 2005 was,
Hmm.
oh, then it was the way to lock your property for a lesser price by
Oh.
taking a home, by taking a property loan.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Otherwise, back, in 2010, I don't have definitely 1 crore. I
Hmm.
couldn't buy 1 crore property for sure with
Hmm.
the money what I have in hand. I had nearly 25, I paid off the loan,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I have a property of 1 crore. And
Hmm.
imagine at least 10 or 15 of my friends also in the same genre of me in 2005. And even they come with me for a few sittings and talkings of the property and an analysis.
Hmm.
At the end of 2 months, I ended up buying a property. They ended up ending their analysis there out of their emotions and unconscious state. And until 2010, they still did not buy anything.
Okay. Okay.
And their monthly salaries,
Hmm.
what I used to be 2005, they were same
Hmm.
phase until 2010,
Hmm.
ending up spending their
Wow.
monthly salaries and just going out of their emotions and unconscious. Even I was also spending good amounts and luxury and entertainment, and I didn't back out myself,
Hmm.
right?
You made a
But
right
I was
investment.
wisely spending.
Wisely spending. Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
And then they have, in 2010, they wanted to buy, it becomes 1 crore.
So then they
That
realized.
was a beautiful
Uh,
experience for me in an investment, and that's where I started telling a lot of my friends, you should do at least now because you are seeing the live example here.
Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true.
So that was a great experience, sir.
Amazing. Next question I have for you, sir, is about investing in Hyderabad. See, real estate in Hyderabad is booming. Every company, every individual wants to invest in Hyderabad. I understand that from my perspective, and it's there in public domain as well. But is what is your perspective? Because I'm sure you have a lot of investments in Hyderabad, and you are very keen in Hyderabad market. So, what is your opinion? How do you see Hyderabad market in terms of real estate in next 10 years?
Yeah. So to start with, this is being a Telugu guy and being in Hyderabad. Maybe I have a little soft corner in Hyderabad. But let's start. Let me start with some of my Bengal friends and Delhi friends and other friends. What they say, they love Hyderabadi biryani.
Yes, that's true.
I ask them, why you guys like Hyderabad? Okay, come on, right? What where else I can get Hyderabadi biryani,
Very
right? The kind of delicious food we have. Number one. Number two, where else I have a people where they speak all languages.
that's true. That's true.
Right, you have a Hindi wherever the corner you go, people talks Hindi, which is national language. That is the strength of Hyderabad. And wherever you go, Telugu, wherever you go, other language, a lot of other languages now
That's
I
true.
see coming up.
That's
And being the kind of a weather in Hyderabad, right? I
true.
love it. It's
Mm.
not the extremes of cold or extremes of hot.
That's true.
It's in between. Even though hot summer, you be in a 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening, you
Mm.
get the nice feeling in Hyderabad, right?
That's true.
That's what I hear from my friends, though. Even though that's my feeling, but I don't want it to just going in a soft corner and talk about it.
Mm.
So that is one aspect of it. I look at Hyderabad as another aspect of it. We have metropolitan cities in India. Other metropolitan cities are polluted and populated heavily.
Very true. Mm.
Wherever you go, huge traffic. Hyderabad also has a traffic, but
Mm.
you cannot compare that with the other metropolitan cities.
That's true. Mm.
Metropolitan cities costs are gone very high. For
Mm.
example, in Mumbai, one of my friend was telling. I mean, it's 50,000 for a square feet.
Square feet.
Still, you get, yeah, whereas still you get in Hyderabad, 3,000,
Square
four
yard.
thousand.
We
Yes.
get square yard for that money.
Yeah, you get square yard for that money. You
Yes.
get square yard for that money. And also you get your square feet in your like 3,000, 4,000 as well.
Very
Still,
true. Very true.
50,000 to 3,000, 4,000. It's uncomparable the kind of a city it is and kind of a growth it has. And in nature, Hyderabad has another advantage is it's a kind of a round in the nature, circle in the nature.
Mm.
You could reach the whole city with a ring road
That's true.
within within an hour,
Very
kind
true.
of so the range, right? So that's where I look at Hyderabad from a geographical perspective, weather perspective, and the global kind of perspective. I could see in my office in India, in Hyderabad, a Keralite is there and Tamilians is there, and I could see Delhi. Lot of Delhi North Indian folks are there. A lot of Bengalis. I amazed you could see Bengalis more than Telugu people now, right?
And
So
that's
that explains, right? That explains what kind of city it is. And when you have the real growth of the people, there is a need of the land.
very true. That's very true. Mm. According to HMD 2031 plan, city is going to become 2 crore. 2 crore. Now it is
I,
1 crore, and it is going to become 2 crore. Now, as you
I
said, it's
definitely,
expanding. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
and it is not out of emotions that, okay, I belongs to this area. That's why I have a soft corner on this one.
Mm.
Or I go through newspapers where they rate, oh, a lot of growth, right?
Mm.
Like other side of the Telugu state, we all know that when it started like the
Mm.
more prices even than Hyderabad. But now the people know the reality
That's
because
true.
there is no migration.
Very true.
Hyderabad already got migrations, and a lot of people now rethinking with whoever is staying in other cities, why not Hyderabad?
Mm. Mm.
That's
That's
what my friends told me, a lot of my friends,
true. Mm.
and which explains me why Hyderabad has lots of opportunities.
Beautiful. So you say Hyderabad is the right place to invest right now
Hyderabad is the right
because
place
it
to invest.
is it is still reasonable to invest in Hyderabad.
Reasonable to invest. The kind of I look at strategically, kind of a geography it is, the
Yes,
kind of
all
usability.
aspects.
I mean, Hyderabad I could see in the middle of all bigger cities, right? Where
Beautiful.
you have Mumbai and Tamil Nadu and then Karnataka, and right. So it's a middle, and then the city itself has the weather advantages too.
Yes, yes.
I never see the extremes in Hyderabad.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Even though people call this as a concrete jungle, but compared to other concrete jungles, it is nowhere.
It's still a better jungle. Perfect. Perfect. I like the way you said it, sir.
I could see now. I mean, so I don't know whether the people living in Hyderabad are wiser. It looks like they are now itself. Before even it is getting too much populated. Now I see they're
Yeah.
spreading out east, west, north,
Yes. Yes.
south,
The
and
downtown culture is coming in Hyderabad slowly.
exactly
People are
going a little bit
migrating. Yeah, going
away. Then
downtown.
constructing homes there. A lot of villas I see there. A lot of flats. Even I have a few investments there by considering after 10 years, maybe that's the place to go.
Very true. Very true. That's already happening. Yes. So next
Yeah.
question. This is a commonly asked question. Recently, one of my subscribers asked this question in the comment section. The question was, Saurabh, I bought a plot, but I don't know how to take care of it. What is the right way? What is the basics we should take care to maintain a plot after buying a plot? According to you, sir, I'm sure you have invested a lot of lands in Hyderabad. And so, how do you take care of your plots? What are the basics you should take care once you
Yeah.
own a property? Yeah. I'm talking about the
Exactly.
plots, the land investment.
Yeah. 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 So I could see this way. Maybe that is probably a consequence of the fear what we have, right? The
Mm,
fear what we have is number one, even before buying. Hey, do I buy if somebody come and kabja it and grab it? And what will I do? I'm a common man. I'm a
mm,
simple man. What can I do? Right? All these fears causing that.
that's
It's a
true.
consequence of that fear, right? I look at that way.
Very true.
So yeah, so I would approach in a way while I'm buying. Okay, I would look for some branded you know real estate company. Number one, number two, I will go through a channel where I can trust personally.
Very true. Very true.
Maybe there are thousands of trusted people, but whom I can trust is also a question. That's where I think your 50-60% of uh, the fear is taken care.
Very
Once the fear is taken care, your consequence still we can also secure furthermore. For example, if I buy 20 years ago, and now sometimes if I go there and it's difficulty, sometimes we have challenges even to identify where is my flat,
true. And
right? Even though in the paper that is your flat, right?
yes, yes.
So it is little bit better to put a little fencing, not too much costly or fancy fencing, maybe a
Mm,
little bit of to identify and put your name there,
mm,
and then wherever you go, whenever you go, it's also helps you emotionally, right? Whenever you go, you feel like this is my land,
yeah.
right?
Two things. One thing is take care of the risk before investing. Go to the right channel, a branded company, trustworthy company. Second thing is do the basic fencing and put your name. That gives you an emotional feeling as well. Okay, this is my property. And even people who want to kabza, they'll think, why to, kabza this? Let me kabza something which is nameless.
You
Very
did the
true.
right
Yeah.
example. This is keeping a strong main door for our homes, a strong a gate for our homes. Doesn't mean that it cannot be broken through.
That's
But when somebody comes here, why should I broke through this strong? I can broke through something else, right?
something
We
which is
have that.
not even, there's no lock. Let me go there. So
They
putting that
find
fencing and name is a lock. I understand.
exactly. So you rightly said that when you have that one, at least somebody, oh, come on, I don't, I
Yeah.
have something else.
I have more options. I understand.
Why
I
would I
like.
disturb?
Yes. I like the way you said it. Next question, sir. Again, this is commonly asked, and even I want to ask you this question because I know you have properties which are apartments, and you have plot as well, the land as well as the flats. Sorry. So, which asset class do you think is the best to invest? Do you think you should buy a flat if you have money, FLAT, or do you should buy a plot, PLOT? What is your opinion on this? If they have limited money, what they should do? Should they invest in a plot or a flat?
Yeah, so I look at this way, Saurabh. I look at this way, and then my perspective is so the word investment is a key here, right? When you are investing, you are looking for good returns.
That's true. Hmm.
So PLOT will give good returns. FLAT gives little emotional feeling where
Hmm.
you wanted to stay and enjoy the home and raise your kids with those energies,
Hmm.
right?
Mm.
Both are equally important, but FLAT, if you are not staying in there and if you are not able to enjoy that, first of all, that's not an investment. FLAT is not an investment. FLAT, I call this as a need,
It's a need.
or it's you need a shelter, right? You need a
Mm.
shelter. I would call FLAT is a shelter, not the investment at all,
Mm.
right? And especially you are not staying, and which the mistake I did, and I learned from it. I invested in a my dream kind of a home,
Mm.
and then I being sitting in US and giving that to the rent. I didn't get a huge rents there, but I have to give it so that house wouldn't get spoiled.
Mm.
But after 5 6 years of somebody staying in that home, and when I went, it was really spoiled,
Mm.
and I don't see the energies what I thought of building there. And then one more thing, over the period, your FLAT will get depreciating.
Very true. Mm.
Your PLOT always appreciating.
That's true.
Maybe if you really wanted to stay, maybe just go buy whichever is needed for our kind of need. But if you wanted to really invest, I would go with the PLOT.
Lot. Okay.
That's where the benefits I got from.
Okay. And in case someone is keen about getting recurring income and they have decent investment, so in that case, what would you recommend? Should they go with a plot or again a flat? Assuming they own a flat, they own a house, and they have extra money, they are confused. Shall I go with a recurring plot, in the sense the flat, or should I invest in the land? So for those kind of people, what do you recommend?
So if I'm really visualizing a bigger picture
Mm-hmm.
and longer future, not like just, oh no, I need 10,000 every month from next month,
Okay.
right? Then that's not my interest as well. My interest, and which was experientially true for me,
Mm-hmm.
when I look at that, okay, I looked at 7 8 years ago, I need a monthly recurring amount after 7 8 years.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Then I invested PLOT
Mm-hmm.
in right area where I know that in 7 8 years, this area is going to be one of the prime area where I
Mm-hmm.
can go build. You don't have to buy FLAT and then look for a lot of monthly recurring. FLAT is still your house.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I would propose, if you buy PLOT in a
Mm-hmm.
right location with the
Okay.
funds what you have 7 8 years ago, and
Okay.
then you get a visualization based on the area how they grow,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can either go put little commercial like shopping if it is on the main road. But
Mm-hmm.
if it is little bit of internal road, you go build a kind of a semi commercial housing complex
Mm-hmm.
and then give it for the rent. So
Okay.
because
That
you
is after 8 years. You buy a land now. Yes.
now,
Okay. And then after
and
eight
I,
years, you think, okay. Mm-hmm.
I pick 8 as a number because that was experientially true for me.
And yeah, approximately 5 to 8 years is a decent time frame to see the
Exactly.
development, to see the growth. Okay. And then that is the right way.
That's the right way, and you could recur the big way.
I understand.
Not, I buy a flat and then get a 10,000,
Yes.
20,000 rupees, and then
Yes.
house anyways. You need to, once they vacate, you need to spend that half of that amount to get the repairs.
Understand. Okay, okay. I this is really interesting the way you said it. Okay. So you buy a plot, wait for some time, but buy with the vision that okay, this area is going to grow, and then you
Yeah.
can think of building a complex there, maybe semi-commercial or
It
residential.
could be a complex of your accommodation of funds that point of time, but you
Very
can
true.
scale.
Yes.
If you buy a FLAT and give it for rents, you
You
cannot
cannot
scale
scale
it.
it. You cannot scale it. Very true.
Now, I bought a PLOT. I put only one floor
Mm-hmm.
because my funds is one floor. Give it to rent.
Well, that's
Next year, another two floors.
yeah, you can construct. Okay.
You
Perfect.
scale it up, basically.
Perfect. Perfect. So it was very interesting the way you shared your knowledge in real estate, sir. I really enjoyed every second of this interview. It's my privilege to interview you. But before I let you go, last question I have. See, sir, people are scared to invest. As you said, two reasons. One is lack of money. Second is the lack of safety. Now, what are your final thoughts for these people who want to invest? They have money or they are willing to gather the money, but they're scared. What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, so which I was there in 2005, right? When I started doing analysis and wanted to buy, the only thing is that I have a striving, I'm striving for it, right? That
Mm.
is the main factor about, but I still have number one, lack of money, number two, the fear of where to invest and what channel I need to go. I
Mm.
would call that as a pit, but my strivingness, I put a lid to come out of the pit. And
Beautiful. You put the lit to come out of the
I
pit. I loved it. Okay. Ah.
So when I lit myself, I see, okay, I see I am in a pit of thinking too much about these two factors. And no, I mean, I have seen, myself, no, I need to come out of it. Otherwise, I could be talking and thinking for like my other friends did, and
Mm.
then forget about it after you become busy on something else. We will become busy on something else. We all very good as a human beings writing a justification. Oh, you know what, my friend bought in 2005 because,
Mm. Because yes, yes,
and I become busy that time, otherwise I could have bought.
yes.
No, that doesn't work. Rather than thinking and talking much, you go act on it.
You act
you
on it.
you come out of the pit,
Come out
and
of
you
it.
need a lift for that.
You need a lit for
So
that.
that's what
Mm.
experientially I learned, and since then I like I mentioned, when I started seeing my investments grown, and something interestingly happened. Meanwhile, was so I mean, this is a little bit personal. I'm going here to connect the dots, and I was keep working and going into multiple roles, and comparatively my whatever I was definitely growing in the bigger scale in my career, right? Came to US and worked as a technology and grown up in the roles, and working with others and helping others as well.
Mm.
So and then it started ticking in my mind, right? Okay, what am I doing? I mean, do I need to do so much here, going into office 9 o'clock and coming back by 6, and going 9, coming 6, going 9, coming 6, and this is continuous infinite loop for a survival process at the end,
Mm. Mm.
right? Then I somehow not buying into that since last few years. Then I thought, okay, no, I mean, I need to end up my survival process here. And I have realized that I have started developing interest in going into society and doing something better, and where I found there are some thoughts I have, and I have some passion to go there and doing. There are a lot of things I can do, right? Then I realized that is my personal experience,
I understand.
right? Then now the question is, I have younger kids
Mm.
of 16 and 10,
Mm.
and I need to support them for their education and a little bit after that as well, right? So then the question I have, okay, do I have a luxury to go into my whatever the path I think? Maybe my path is right, but is it the right timing for me to go?
Mm.
If it is not timing, I mean, I'm now 42 years.
Mm.
Then if I get 60 years, there is nothing I could do that time. I
That's
just maybe retire and then just go in the morning and sit in somewhere in the colony and then come back. No, I'm not looking at that way myself. Then I need a middle way. What
mm.
is my middle way?
Mm.
So whatever the investments I did last 15 years,
Mm.
now I'm in a position where I'm generating a good amount of money recurring monthly.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mm.
And then now I could even very well support for my kids' education as well. And then now I am nearly, I mean, I'm very near to
Mm.
exit of my survival process. Now I'm writing in a paper what is my next, and in in not in a days but in a months, and somewhere it is very near where I go and pursue my new path by
Mm.
exiting from my survival process of going and coming office and all those. So what I'm trying to say here is the relevance, whatever the investment I put,
Mm.
which now helping me a big way
Very
to
true.
make a decision going in my path of what I wanted to do for rest of 20-30 years of my life.
Beautiful. Mm.
And that's my experientially, I'm enjoying that factor. It's
Mm.
not that money and investment and a lot of people have, and a lot of people but it's helping me personally going in my other path, the investments I made last 15 years.
So it's giving you freedom. In one word, it's giving you freedom to do what you love.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right investments, yeah, it's giving you the freedom.
Exactly. It might look stupid and silly, even some of my close friends,
Mm,
that I'm relating what I have done 15 years and what I'm the path going in. But for me, it's enjoying
very true.
experientially.
Very true. I completely agree with it because you are getting a chance to support your family through a small investment which you did long time back, and it's giving you a
Exactly.
freedom to come out of a loop which you started
Exactly.
not liking. Okay, I loved the way you mentioned, sir, and it's a fact. Okay, I've seen many examples just like you, people who invested in real estate at the right time. Their whole survival is taken care for the rest of the life without doing anything. I have a personal example. Even my mother's side, okay, my aunt, in fact, my grandmother and my uncle, and they have invested good money in real estate long time back. Now they're reaping the benefits. Now they have good properties. Survival is taken care. They need not worry for money. They need not work for money. The money is coming through real estate, and I like, and they are doing what they like. They're doing what they love. They're enjoying their life,
Exactly.
and that's what you are
Yep.
experiencing. Yeah, and it's a real testimony from you, sir. I'm happy to hear it from you. Last ending lines, ending words for investor in one or two lines.
Yeah, some kind of a guy where I enjoyed the experientially all of these, and then I rather think and talk, act more, which will help you. You time box it, right? Rather just go on, go on, go on. Okay, you wanted to buy something, you
Hmm.
lack money, you lack security, it's fine.
Hmm.
But you find a way how to get a money, and then
Okay.
you have a lot of now lot of trusted channels. For example, I don't wanted to mention you here, but
Okay.
for sure, you are, by having a relationship with you. I mean, you passionate right on this.
Yes.
It's not that you wanted to come. Oh, I wanted to make money, right? But there are channels, trusted channels
I
like
can
this. Not
introduce them to right channels. I completely agree with that.
exactly. There are many channels now,
Riskless
and
channels. There are many riskless channels. Yeah.
exactly. There are many riskless channels where you can go through, and where there are many banks, which now the loan process is just a matter of days. I would, so encourage ourselves. You wanted to increase your real assets.
Hmm.
Just come out of the pit by putting a lid
Beautiful.
yourself,
Beautiful.
and then take action
Hmm.
than doing it too much thinking, because a lot of my friends fail by thinking and talking about it rather doing about it.
Okay. So you
So
say
take
first
action.
act, then think.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Act. Maybe you can think a little bit and
Hmm.
then immediately act. And
Okay.
then later you can think a lot about your
Really can think, how can I gather this money? How can I finish this loan? Like the way
right.
you
So you
do it.
can that, but not necessarily being on a pit continuously and then writing a justification that, oh, I have not done because
Yes, yes.
I hear, I mean, experientially, I hear from a lot of my friends, they say, I was not able to buy that time because.
Because
So
everyone has a because.
I
Yes.
hope it helps
Maybe.
making some of the decisions.
Definitely, sir. It
And
will definitely help many people. And I'm sure we will interview once again when you're back to India. We'll do a physical interview this time in my office. It was pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge, your expertise, and personal experiences in real estate. I really enjoyed
thank
it. I'm sure audience will enjoy it as well. And please mention in the comment section what's your biggest takeaway from this interview. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon in
I
India.
should thank you before we leave, Saurabh. I should thank you, and just one thing is, the way I see it, I see you right as a personal. It's not that you found me on the internet and then we are talking today, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
So you help people last few years
yes,
coming out of, I mean, to grow their mental property,
yes,
to coming out of public speaking fear. Now
yes.
you are helping them to buy the
Physical
real property.
property, real asset. The
Which are
real
both very
asset.
helpful, right? Your
Yeah.
mental property and
Yes,
physical property are the two dimensions.
yeah, very true, very true.
Thank you for that.
My pleasure, sir. And to be honest, I am doing this interview more for me because I am getting a lot of knowledge in this process. And I came out of that pit because you were
Yeah,
the person who lit me. I remember. I was
I
not
saw that.
willing. You lit me. And now I'm not in pit. I am a full lit. And I find reasons and I find places to invest. because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
lit right now. And thank you so much for litting me. With
perfect.
this, we'll end this interview, and we'll see you soon in India, sir. I'll interview you once again physically.
All the best,
Yeah.
Saurabh.
Bye
All the
bye.
best,
See you
and keep.
soon. Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.